Why The Rock is sabotaging Triple H, who is switching brands during the 2025 draft, Jade Cargill forced to leave WWE, Drew McIntyre makes history after Mania, massive congratulations to Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes is missing Backlash 2025, John Cena's real heel run has not started yet, Paul Heyman banned following his recent actions, Becky Lynch's sudden WWE return happened because of The Rock, WWE officially makes major changes to Becky Lynch and Rusev. Let's dive right in. Who is switching brands during the 2025 draft? WrestleMania 41 was a massive night for WWE's stars and fans, but now Triple H is ready to stir things up with the 2025 WWE Draft. This shakeup, usually held after Mania when rivalries hit their peak, is perfect for refreshing Raw and SmackDown with fresh stories. Gunther just lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes dropped the undisputed WWE Championship to John Cena, leaving SmackDown without its anchor. Mania's outcomes are sure to spark big moves in the draft, setting the stage for epic rivalries heading into SummerSlam. Number 1. Gunthers Raw exit looms after announcer attack. Gunther's reign as World Heavyweight Champion ended at WrestleMania 41 when Jey Uso beat him. Instead of chasing Uso, Gunther lashed out at the announce team, attacking Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. Cole was so furious he demanded Gunther be fired from Raw. Imagine the drama as this leads to a brand switch. Gunther could ditch Raw for SmackDown in the draft, having already battled most of the Red brand's top stars. New rivalries on the Blue brand could light up the ring in the months ahead. Number 2. Braun Strowman craves a fresh start. Braun Strowman's been stuck in a loop, always booked as a monster but losing too many matches and rivalries. WWE's used him to boost other big guys like Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu, dimming his shine. Triple H could give him a new path by drafting him to Raw. Picture Strowman turning heel, reinventing himself, and going after Jey Uso's World Heavyweight Championship. A bold feud like that could cement him as a dominant force on the Red brand. Number 3. CM Punk's ready to leave Raw behind. CM Punk landed on Raw after his WWE comeback, but his star power has him popping up on all brands. After a loss at WrestleMania 41, he might be done with the Red brand. The draft could send him to SmackDown, giving him space from Seth Rollins. This move would keep their rivalry simmering in fans' minds without rushing them back into the ring, letting Punk carve out new stories on the Blue brand. Number 4. Drew McIntyre's Raw return beckons. Drew McIntyre jumped to SmackDown earlier this year to hunt the Bloodline, but that story fizzled. He's been locked in a solid rivalry with Damian Priest going into Mania. Now Triple H could draft the Scottish Warrior back to Raw, where he'd be a top contender against Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. With a babyface champ and their shared history, this move could give McIntyre the big win he needs to soar. Number 5. Rhea Ripley's SmackDown switch sparks new fire. Rhea Ripley's ruled Raw with 2 long Women's World Championship reigns, but she's faced nearly every top star there. The nightmare's ready for a change, and the draft could send her to SmackDown. Imagine her turning heel and gunning for Tiffany Stratton's WWE Women's Championship. Their clash could make the Blue brand's title scene red hot, giving Mommy a fresh stage to dominate. Number 6. Roman Reigns to boost Raw's Netflix era. Roman Reigns has been SmackDown's backbone, ruling as undisputed WWE champion and tormenting its stars for over 4 years. The OTC could switch to Raw in the draft, giving Netflix a major draw. He's already appeared on the Red brand this year, and his simmering rivalry with Seth Rollins could explode there. Building their tension on Raw would keep the roster stacked and let Reigns take on the Red brand's best in thrilling new matchups. Jade Cargill forced to leave WWE. A wrestling veteran has dropped a bombshell, claiming Jade Cargill might soon be forced out of WWE due to her in-ring struggles. Vince Russo, speaking on Sportskeeda's WrestleMania post-show with Dr. Chris Featherstone, warned that Triple H could lose faith in her. They discussed Cargill's future, pointing out that her mistakes in the ring, especially during her WrestleMania 41 match against Naomi, might spell the end of her WWE run. Jade Cargill is not going to be around for long. I am a fan of Jade Cargill. I think Jade looks like $1 million. No question about it. She looks like a star. She's not getting it in that ring. She's not getting it. And now, for as long as she's been doing this, now you're going to have people saying if she's not gotten it by now. There was one spot where, this is WrestleMania now, and she was literally waiting there for 15 minutes in the corner for Naomi. It was so bad, and if you noticed it, bro, Barrett had to cover her on color. That's how bad it was. Russo added that Triple H and other wrestlers in charge are likely noticing Cargill's errors. He pointed out that she seems focused on memorizing her spots, which makes her look lost and drains the emotion from her performance. For a wrestler like Triple H, seeing these slip-ups could lead to doubts about her potential, possibly pushing WWE to give up on her. And there were so many spots where she looked like a deer in the headlights. And you could tell in her mind, she's trying to remember all these spots. And when that happens, guys, you lose that emotion. You lose that emotion. These are wrestlers. Triple H is a wrestler. These are wrestlers you are talking about. When they start seeing stuff like that, bro, and you've been there just as long as she has, there's just going to come a time when someone is going to say, bro, she's not going to get it. Drew McIntyre makes history after Mania. Drew McIntyre is on cloud 9 after WrestleMania 41, where he not only crushed Damian Priest in a brutal Sin City street fight, but also made history online. The Scottish Warrior bragged that his ex-post during Mania smashed engagement records. Known for his killer social media game, McIntyre's jabs at rivals often go viral. During WrestleMania 41, he posted a mid-match photo against Priest, echoing a similar post from Mania 40 against Seth Rollins. That tweet blew up fast, and McIntyre later shared that it racked up huge numbers, claiming it as the most viewed WrestleMania post ever. The numbers never lie, and neither does Drew McIntyre. Second most liked post on X within the first hour, past 60 days. Most reposted WrestleMania content on X. Most viewed post during WrestleMania, tweeted McIntyre. On Sportskeeda Wrestling's WrestleMania 41 review, Vince Russo was floored that WWE gave McIntyre the win. He noted that the company rarely lets the Scottish Warrior score big victories, making his triumph over Priest a total shock. I was shocked, bro. This was my first loss. I could not believe they put Drew over. They never, ever put Drew over. I was absolutely shocked to the point that I was like, is Damian Priest hurt? I thought he was hurt or something went kabuki-ish in the finish. The crowd's buzzing to see if McIntyre's Mania moment kicks off a major push to the top in the weeks ahead. Massive congratulations to Randy Orton. Randy Orton stands tall as one of WWE's most battle-hardened stars. At 45, the Viper remains a force, trading blows with the best, and he's just hit a jaw-dropping milestone. Let's give a massive shout-out to Orton, who, as of April 23, 2025, has racked up 23 years as a WWE superstar. Staying at the top for over 2 decades is flat-out incredible. When he debuted, the third-generation wrestler, fresh from house shows and dark matches, faced Hardcore Holly. It was a big moment, and Orton delivered, beating Holly and launching a career that cemented him as one of wrestling's all-time greats. 23 years later, Orton's still a main event powerhouse, proving it at WrestleMania 41 and showing no signs of slowing down. It's tough to picture wrestling without the legend killer. If he'd picked a different path, the WWE Universe might never have felt the thrill of those 3 deadly letters, RKO. Cody Rhodes is missing Backlash 2025. WrestleMania 41 was a rough night for Cody Rhodes, as he lost the undisputed WWE Championship to John Cena. But the SmackDown after Mania could be even worse, with the American Nightmare possibly facing a brutal attack that sidelines him. Imagine Rhodes stepping into the ring tonight, ready to talk about what's next after his crushing defeat. Suddenly, John Cena storms in, cutting him off. Words fly, tempers flare, and Cena unleashes a savage beatdown on the former champ. Security swarms the ring to pull them apart, but the damage is done. Rhodes is stretchered out, rushed to an ambulance. WWE could later announce that Rhodes suffered serious storyline injuries, ruling him out indefinitely. This vicious assault might force Rhodes to miss the Backlash 2025 Premium Live event. He could vanish from TV for a while, plotting his comeback for revenge. Meanwhile, such an attack would paint Cena as a ruthless heel, adding a dark edge to his character. Of course, this is just a possible scenario, and we'll have to wait to see if it plays out. The WWE Universe is eager to learn what's next for the American Nightmare after his wild Mania weekend. The undisputed WWE Championship is the company's ultimate prize, one Rhodes fought tooth and nail to win last year at WrestleMania. Losing it to Cena in under a year has fans wondering if he'll ever reclaim it. There's hope, though. Cena's expected to hold the title through 2025, but his farewell match is set for December. Rhodes could be the one to face him, dethroning the Cenation leader to recapture the championship at the December PLE. It'd be a poetic moment, Cena passing the torch to his successor, completing their story. For now, this is all guesswork, and only time will reveal WWE's plans for Rhodes. John Cena's real heel run has not started yet. John Cena's true heel run is still on the horizon, according to a wrestling veteran. In a recent chat, Alpha Jr., a former WWE star, shared his thoughts with Bill Apter of Sportskeeda Wrestling. They talked about Cena's new role as a heel and his big win over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Alpha Jr., once known as Manu, believes Cena hasn't fully tapped into his villain side yet. As the undisputed WWE champion, Cena's just beginning this dark chapter, and fans are eager to see what's next. Alpha Jr. is thrilled, saying Cena could shine as a heel champion and is only starting to show what he's capable of. I saw that. I think that will be an excellent feud. I think that Cena will make an excellent champion as a heel. I truly believe that we have not seen the best of Cena yet. I feel like he's just scratching the surface with this heel run, so I'm very excited to see where he's going with that, the veteran said. Paul Heyman banned following his recent actions. Paul Heyman has made himself public enemy number 1 following WrestleMania 41. Not only did he betray his best friend CM Punk, the WWE Hall of Famer stabbed his tribal chief in the back. He is no longer Roman Reigns' Wiseman, instead leaving WrestleMania 41 alongside Seth Rollins. The two have begun a dangerous alliance, with their potential faction coming to fruition on the WWE Raw after the show of shows. While Braun Breaker has joined Rollins and Heyman, the latter has received a scathing message from Jimmy's Famous Seafood. The restaurant is a favorite among WWE wrestlers, which is why being banned by them is a big deal. Following night 1 of WrestleMania 41, the official X/Twitter handle of Jimmy's Famous Seafood announced that Paul Heyman was banned from the restaurant due to his betrayal of Roman Reigns. For immediate release, due to his contemptible actions last night, a Heyman hustle, aka Judas, is hereby banned from both Jimmy's Famous Seafood and the Island of Relevancy. While this would be unfortunate for Heyman, his attention this week is most likely towards his alliance with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. Quite a few names have been thrown around as potential recruits for Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins' new group. But who will join Braun Breaker and be led by the two WWE legends? While not the follower type at all, Becky Lynch could be a part of this group. She is married to the Visionary in real life and turned heel on WWE Raw. Meanwhile, NXT's Nathan Fraser has hinted at joining his mentor. If he does so, it will be interesting to see if his tag team partner Axiom follows him to the dark side. The next few weeks on WWE Raw look set to be must-watch, with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins running the show. They could shape the future of the red brand for good. Becky Lynch's sudden WWE return happened because of The Rock. Becky Lynch is back in WWE, and a veteran has suggested it might have something to do with The Rock. He recently talked about the star replacing Bayley. Bayley was suddenly written off WWE TV with the news that she had been injured after an attack. After teaming with Lyra Valkyria to ensure that the star got to WrestleMania to challenge for the Women's Tag Team Championship, she was written off with an injury. At the event, Becky Lynch came out and took up Bayley's spot. The star is now in a feud with Valkyria, having already turned on her after they won the titles and lost them the next night. Vince Russo has now talked about it. While there are reports that Lynch was behind the idea of replacing Bayley, Vince Russo suggested in the post-show review of WrestleMania on Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge that this was a last-minute thing. He said that WWE realized that they didn't have The Rock for WrestleMania and needed to get Lynch back. He suggested that Becky Lynch was not in the best shape when she returned, as she had not been ready. Somewhere along the line, they knew they didn't have The Rock, and we need to get Becky on the card. Because she looked small, she was not in ring shape, she had not been working out. And that's why I'm thinking, was this a last minute, let's plug Becky in there? Because she's been out for a long time, and if she was planning a comeback, I think she would have been in much better shape than she looked, Russo said. WWE officially makes major changes to Becky Lynch and Rusev. Becky Lynch and Rusev are back in WWE, but with their arrival, the company appears to have made some changes. There are now reports out with the details. Becky Lynch and Rusev appeared on WWE Raw this week. Lynch had returned at WrestleMania, but Rusev's arrival was on the red brand after years. Now that both stars are well and truly back, the company is already making major changes to them. As per PW Insider, their internal status has now been listed as being on Raw, a change from before. In addition, both Rusev and Lynch have been listed as heels internally. The Bulgarian Brute returned and demolished Alpha Academy, taking apart Otis and Tozawa before a miserable Maxine Dupree. Becky Lynch also lost the tag team titles with Lyra Valkyria to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Seth Rollins is also an internal part of the Raw roster. Now that Lynch is back, it appears that she will be feuding with Lyra Valkyria in the immediate future, given that the star turned heel on her after they lost the titles. Fans will have to wait and find out what's next for both of them. Why The Rock is sabotaging Triple H. The Rock's absence from WWE has left fans feeling betrayed, as the build to WrestleMania appeared to suggest he would be there. However, a veteran thinks there's something else at play here and has spoken about it. The final boss didn't appear at WrestleMania, and has since said that was not the plan, speaking about it. He said he didn't appear because he didn't want to take away from John Cena's limelight. Whatever the reason, there were reports that WWE was aware of the final boss not showing up at WrestleMania, and even allegedly tried to get him to appear by leaking the news early. Vince Russo, though, believes that the Brahma Bull is sabotaging Triple H. Speaking on the post-show review of WrestleMania on Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge, Russo suggested his theory that the final boss was still working with Vince McMahon and had decided to sabotage Triple H and WWE. What if The Rock is still in bed with Vince McMahon and this is 100% sabotage? Think about it, man. He went on to discuss a hypothetical scenario in which the Brahma Bull may have allegedly no-showed for his own reasons. Bro, can you imagine that? What if The Rock just no-showed? What about that, Chris? What if they were waiting all day for Rock, and they realized at 8 o'clock, guys, The Rock ain't coming? Can you imagine that?